Hey guys, my name is Gabe, and for the next month, I'm going to be watching one movie every single day. Welcome to day 7 of my month of movies. Today, I watched the film Airplane. I watched this film with some of my friends in my new apartment, and we wanted to just sit down and watch something lighthearted. They'd all seen it before. I haven't seen it. It's been on my list forever. It's one of those films I can't tell you how many times it's been recommended to me. It's also been on my watch list on Letterboxd for a while. I finally got to check it off today, and I really was not disappointed. It's one of the funniest movies I've seen in a really long time. I didn't really know anyone on the cast except for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, of course, who I was really surprised to see made a cameo. I really just love the style of old comedy films, like the Mel Brooks films and Monty Python films. Some of those have been my favorite films growing up. I can't tell you how many times we watched Young Frankenstein as kids. It was one of my grandpa's favorite films, and it just kind of gave off that same comedic energy. It was the same type of comedy that is very like physical humor, and there's a lot of different bits, which I just can't seem to find in any of today's like modern comedy films. There's not as many just like running gags and bits that involve like props and physical humor, and there's something so like special and charming about that. We were like dying laughing the whole time, which just goes to show a bunch of college age kids laughing at this movie that came out, I don't know, 30-40 years ago, and it just aged so well. I really think films like that are so timeless. Obviously there's some elements in any of those films that are maybe not so culturally or politically appropriate anymore, and I definitely recognize that, but I do really just love that old-fashioned humor. I'm trying to think of my favorite gag. Yeah, there's a gag where there's so many just like random characters on the plane that just makes it so funny. Pretty much everyone on the plane has their own like weird role to play, and it all just comes together so brilliantly. There's a girl that's on like a Gardy, and she has an IV in with a IV bag, and her mom is sitting there watching over her. And there's a bit where one of the stewardess go up to her and they're like, "Oh, do you mind if I play your daughter a song on my guitar?" And the mom's like, "Of course." And the whole plane starts like singing along, but then the stewardess keeps knocking the IV out of the girl's arm with her guitar. The girl just starts like seizing up, and no one else realizes, and she's just trying to like jab the IV back in her arm. Again, some of that stuff is sort of dark humor, but I really think that it holds up today. It's just so ridiculous and funny and random. We were all getting just like a big kick out of it, and so yeah, I had a smile on my face the whole time. It's just kind of like a stupid movie. Like there's so many times where we're just like, that was so stupid, like that bit was so dumb. But I just love that, like when a film can make fun of itself and not take itself too seriously, and I think this is like the perfect example of that. So I'll make a list on Letterboxd of stupid films that I find really funny from the 80s and 90s. Films like Spaceballs and Young Frankenstein and Life of Brian, Holy Grail. So all of those films are just so classic to me, and I grew up watching them, so I think to me there's a nostalgic element there for sure. I remember my parents telling me that they found this movie so funny, and I just never got around to watching it. I really am glad that I finally checked it off of my list. And a quick little update, I'm 1 week into the challenge. It seems to be starting to come natural. Like, it seems to be easier and easier to just have a movie on while I'm either doing dishes or unpacking my room, things like that. Or there's been several movies where I just sit down and put fully all of my attention onto the movie. But either way, I thought it was going to be very, very challenging to fit in a movie every single day, and I still do have to be like conscientious of, okay, I do have to watch a movie today, but I'm finding it to be a lot easier than I expected. I think the hard part is recording and editing the videos. My editing process is getting a little bit more efficient, but I'm not used to making videos like this, so it's kind of a little bit of a learning curve, and I think that is the tricky part. I don't usually record these until late at night. Like right now it's 12:30 in the morning. So yeah, that's been the hard part. I've been in training for the past 5 days I'm an RA on campus, and trying to work around my training schedule and work schedule, and then moving into the new place, visiting family and friends before the summer ends. It's been definitely very hard with all the runaround, but I've always had a busy schedule, so it's nothing new. But it is so nice, more than anything else, to just have all these films that I have said a million times, I gotta watch it, I gotta watch that, I gotta watch that, and I'm finally like checking all these films off my list, and it's so nice. Like, it's so rewarding. And then there's a few random days that I don't have planned, like yesterday when I watched It All Begins with a Song, and that was just so nice to be able to sit down and watch a movie with my family, and I didn't expect that to happen, but it's a nice little addition to my list. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the challenge. I really loved Airplane. I think nostalgic might be dictating this decision a little bit, but I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I really did enjoy it. I know I've been rating a lot of these films kind of high, but I just am a lover of films. And to be fair, the films I've been watching have been really good. I have kind of know what other people rate as really high, and those are the ones that I'm sorting through. So yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I really loved it. I loved watching it with my friends, and I'll check back in tomorrow for day 8 of my month of movies. Thanks.